Alex, it's Alex here with This Worlds Collide, and today we're gonna give some tips for beginners. So first tip, Wonder Woman is the best character in the game and you need to select her here. Obviously I have used this already, but there's an option here where you can select if you want to take Wonder Woman, Flash or Superman, and the only best option if you want to be great in the game is to pick Wonder Woman, because Superman you can get by spending money in the game eventually, even if you don't plan to now. And Flash is not that great, especially late game, people that have him say, but Wonder Woman is amazing. One moment, let me find this here, where it is, diamond purchase benefits. Eventually, when you buy 48,000 worth of diamonds, you unlock Superman, that's my understanding. And Wonder Woman is by far the best character. Use her in Arena and basically in a lot of game modes. She is great, so pick her. Number 2 tip, select Lex Rastis. So Lex Luthor is one of the best characters in the game, and it's very nice to have him earlier. You can even start buying his shards here in the arena shop, even if you don't have him, because then it will take a while to buy up his shards, and if you have him earlier, then he's closer to 1 more star, especially to gain to 5 red, which change the character skills. Here at rank 10 it does better shield, for example. So here, to unlock Lex, those 3, don't do them, because you need those pieces to rank up other characters. For example, here for Lex I need 800 of those, and it's 721. It becomes very expensive, and if you start doing like 360 for each of those characters that you can pull eventually and unlock them for free, it's a lot better to do this. So here, those characters, a Green Arrow you get by spending any money, and then you need to pull him again. The other characters are in stores. You don't even need to unlock them, but I like Gorilla Grodd. I would maybe rush him. So you can select them here. You can say I want Green Arrow. You can say I want Gorilla Grodd. I want Two-Face, and I want him, Bane. I don't use Bane. I prefer, maybe at the beginning you can just buy his shards here up to 40, and then it takes you like a few weeks, and then you have them here to spend to get Lex even without buying him. Those characters here take a while because this is a monthly, so it's not really worth to wait 4 months to unlock Lex, but you can buy then and then here. And a Green Arrow, you kind of have to pull him twice, once to unlock him, and then the second time you get 40 extra shards every duplicate pull. For epic characters you gain 40. So maybe you want to have those 3 characters, Two-Face, a Gorilla Grodd, and even Green Arrow are very nice to have and usable in the game. Bane, I know many people are using in the late game. I'm not really using him, but you can pull them and then have a duplicate, or start buying their shards from a source. Maybe you can focus one of those here, and let's say take 20 of him here. You gain those extra shards that you can use when you're finishing a system recovery chapter. So if I here, for example, I make it 30 to 30, I will get 10 of those that I can then select some of the epic characters that are not the newest ones that are being released. So tip number 3, I would say move characters around. It's super important in this game. For example, you want here to, depending on who you want to take out first, in many situations you want to move characters around. So maybe here you want a Bright to take more damage, or maybe there is someone here where Cyborg is that does more damage. Like, let's show it better for them here. So maybe you want to move them like this because you want the character that's on the top where now Nightwing is being hit by 3 people, so by Deathstroke and the 2 minions. Or maybe there is someone like where Killer Frost is someone that does a lot of single target damage like Batman. You want to move him here to absorb the damage. When there is like a Robin, you either want to have someone beefy that drains like Wonder Woman, or you want to even throw a tank in the back row because they will absorb his attacks. Sometimes your DPS and support cannot survive, so if you would have someone die, better have a tank there to at least stay survive a little bit longer. Or you can have like Raven in there to revive people. Depending on where you have Wonder Woman here, now she will target the minion here in the front row, opposite of her. Maybe you want to have her there. So many times, especially at the beginning, you want to experiment to move this around, to move the ultimate orders around, to see what is the best. You can play them manually, of course, and it's better in many situations, but you want to, many times, the difference is just doing a change like this, and it works when it wouldn't. Because Lex is calling some assist, and maybe you're gonna kill someone quicker. And also not only in the specific matchup, but as you see here, it will require more and more teams. So maybe sometimes this team is not great here. You want to put them in team number 2, and you want to put in team number 1 this team. Maybe it will perform better. It's more obvious where it's like if there's a Batman, you throw Nightwing to counter him, and if you want to kill someone very fast, especially back row where are multiple people, you may want to have Wonder Woman. But many times you just move your teams around and it works. It's very helpful, or move a character from one team to the other because you maybe need more healing in a team or more DPS. It's not as cut and dry that I have those teams. My first team, the best team and the strongest I have is here. This is the placement, which the placement matters. What I'm trying to get to, but it's not like I found a placement that works and this is the best placement for every situation, or this is the best variation of this team. This is the team I'm commonly using. Sometimes I want to throw in a healer in there because we need more healing, so I can throw her. Maybe I want more damage in there and I'm gonna throw Constantine. Depends on the situation. Maybe because I see here that Robin will always kill Wonder Woman where she is because he's bigger now than her. I'm gonna sacrifice Two-Face. I'm just gonna throw him there. He's gonna die, but Wonder Woman is gonna take more turns and kill Robin because she also hits the back row when she does her ultimate. There's many little things like that. So move characters around, move teams around always, and it will help you progress more. And next tip number 4 is you need to build multiple teams. Usually the best teams now in the game are some sort of crit team, and you can use those teams both in Elite Arena and in campaigns usually, and maybe even in here you will have enough characters if you have 3 teams. So you have a villain team, a hero team, and a blue, a red, and a green team. So you need to have multiple teams for this, but you need around 15 characters, maybe a few other plug and play that you move around in teams depending on situation and what you need. But usually one of the best teams now is A crit team, let me show this here. Also in Elite Arena, you need 3 teams. So one team is a crit team. Here that is something like this. One team that's great is a block team. And one team that's great is a debuff team, but usually in here we also throw Sinestro, is very important, and Raven instead of, let's say, those two. Or even like here we have those here, and Sinestro is one of the best teams. It's not cut and dry, as I said. You can experiment, you can move characters around, you may need healing, you may need many things. I don't want to change it actually. You move your ultimates around, but you need to have many teams. And also you can move not only those, but the but you can also move the reinforcements around if and experiment with that depending on what you need. Even here, in some situations, you may just need more healing on a team, or you only have 2 healers. So for the third team, you put this here that heals you, or maybe you want more damage on the back row, and you select this to kill them before they get to attack to you. And when you're building a team, usually you want to have one team synergy active, only one you can have. Characters like Lex Luthor and Kid Flash are very flexible because you can basically put them with everyone. His team synergy is great, especially when you have him at level 10 and he also heals, and just needs one character where you can select Nightwing. You can select this, especially in Arena and Elite Arena. You can put him with 2 DPS at the early game, like with a Wonder Woman and Constantine, but then you want to split them apart. Maybe you want this to hit the back row, which is not very difficult to activate, to be hitting the back row and killing them fast. You want this, especially in Evil Falls, that they get with Owlman, he gets a lot of shield and the Blitz opposite, so you want to have him with split characters. You may want this then with a Superman from the new movie, maybe this will be strong. So you want to have one of those active in every team that you have, and you want to have a balance of a tanks, which is the icon here, the class. So you want to have usually 2 tanks in the front row. Sometimes you want 1, but usually you want 2. You want to have usually support, maybe even 2. And you want to have 1 or 2 DPS in some situations, maybe 3. It's not super 100% cut and dry. For example, he's a tank that is supportive, that puts out shields. He can go in the front row and die and revive, so he's not necessarily a tank, but he's a front row character many times. Two-Face is someone that can go in the front row, and because of his passive here, and gives them a damage reduction, or in the back row and gives them damage amplification. So he does damage when he's in the back row. His team takes less damage when in the front row. He's more flexible. Some characters are like this, that they are a little bit flexible on where you want to put them. Even like a Cyborg is a character that can go in the front row, because then he grants immunity to the most injured, say himself and the most injured ally, so they can take some hits. There are some situations where you want to move characters around, but generally speaking, you want to have a tank in the front row. You want to have one support usually in the team, and 1 or 2 DPS, sometimes 3. Tip number 4, something that you may not have noticed especially if you play the games when you can't do that, is you can gain many stuff back in this game. So if you make some bad investments at the beginning when you didn't know better, you can press this here and you can take your stuff everything that you spend on leveling a character, and you can get it back for only 5 diamonds. You can even gain back their shards basically, but this is a little bit more expensive. So you can gain those back if you want to, if you really want to. You cannot take back from the gear, but let's say you have a gear piece that you aren't using anymore. For example, you outgrow like the purple gear and stuff, you can use those here to enhance a better gear piece. So you sacrifice this basically, and you can get others to a higher level, but you need to spend gold to do that, so you waste the gold basically. Those here aren't those you cannot get back, anything that you spend on badges. Those here for artifacts you can. So there is an option here for artifacts where is it? This one here, where you can take them back and it's not extremely expensive. Those here, the ultimate energy cells, the purple ones, are very scarce, and you want to put them on epic gear pieces, like the gold ones here are usually stronger. Those here you don't need to, because the levels that you put on them, even if you are not using them, which we will, because we don't have too many of those, the levels still give passively stats. It's not only if you have them on the team. If you have built them here, it gives you more stats. So here, to make it a bit more crystal clear, if you are a beginner, that you just need to level up 5 characters, and then at the level minimum matrix, you can put more characters here, especially as you gain this here, which you will be gaining to a big degree by this here, by the trials, and to a smaller degree they are here in guides. Let me see. I know they are somewhere here, a few of those. Yeah, they are here. So you can have more characters at the same level. You just need to level up your 5 highest characters, and then everyone else, you see they have a blue on them, and they are 280, which is the 5th lowest character. My understanding is that when everyone goes to level 300 and above, then it changes and it links your whole roster. And a problem here is, like, when you have a character linked, a rare character, they stop at 220, I think. So they are usable in the early game and nice to have some of them, especially when you don't have too many legendaries and epics. But after like 220, they start losing a lot. And those here, I think, stop at 160. So it's not great to have them forever. And sometimes maybe you want to remove them from level minimum leveling matrix, so you can have more epics that are at a high level and are better long term in the game. Tip number 6, as I said, badges here are not refundable, and they give very nice extra stuff mechanically, like in the character's kit, but also they give a lot of stats. So if you have a character here that they can gain at level 15, always they gain a secondary stat, or level 5 or level 25 or 35 they gain a secondary stat. Here it's not 35, actually it's 40. After that it doesn't do anything at 35, but 40 gives you a big crit damage and amplification. They gradually become more and more expensive, so it's not really smart to bring characters to level 40, because they also don't give you like more The first 3 tiers give you extra mechanical stuff. Like this one here is very nice because when she gets at level 3, she will give action bar to everyone, and or this one here will add fear, which then removes the action bar from the opponents, besides doing more damage. And the secondary stats are always very nice, especially for someone like Nightwing here. When he gains at level 25, he gains a lot of block amount and some extra damage reduction, which is very, very nice on him. But what I also want to say, like, you want to have this on your best characters and plan it. So, because you gain specific extra stat buffs or even mechanical buffs here that will use your ultimate hit 2 more times, so it does more damage and more healing. You want to bring first of all characters and they need to be at a rank 6 to unlock the badge, so you plan them to bring them there. And those characters here cannot have a badge, elite and rare, only epic and legendaries. Legendaries go to level 40. You will unlock badges eventually if you are in the early game, you don't see them. They're not too far off, but you want always to be bringing one character up to have a focus. So you say, next character I'm gonna do her to level 20, then I'm gonna do him to level 20. Maybe then I'm gonna bring him to level 15, but I want to have specific focuses with this here, how I'm spending it. And first you start, maybe you bring everyone to level 5, then to level 10. Then you bring some to level 15 because it's a different currency, and you bring other characters to level 5, and then it becomes per color of the character. So now we need the red of this, we need the green, and we need the blue. And we have this here, the universal, which you can make. You can convert it to anything you want of the 3, but now I brought her to level 30. Maybe I want to have him as the first green, especially. I'm out of. I've done her as a blue. Maybe I want to have him at level 25, the next blue, when I have blue to spend. I made her as level 30 as a red, then maybe I want to have him as a red. So you want to be very targeted with those, not just spread them apart and take like 1-2% every time, like here, to just getting those little stat bumps. You want to have the badges at level 10, 20, and 30 where they give you a mechanical advantage, they give you, they change a skill of a character, or to level like 15 or 25 or 5, because they give you a lot of, they give you the secondary stat, which can be very, very nice in some situations. Tip number 7, I touch on this because you need to have at rank 6 to unlock this, and I'm also going to talk about this here, which you need to be artifacts, which you need to be at rank 8. So you want to be selective on, and also check out maybe the character's kits, what will unlock if they go, like if he goes at level 8, what will unlock at rank 8. He will have more chance of doing an extra basic attack, basically. And this here, when the bomb is used, it will do more damage. So you want to select characters that you're using a lot, that you think the skill upgrade that they're getting is looks very nice, and you want to rush characters to level 8 because it's very cheap to bring them. Then you need more character shards to go up. You want to rush characters to level 6 because they will unlock the badges, which will give you a lot of stats even at level 10. Or someone like Wonder Woman gains like level 30 here, 45% attack bonus, defense bonus, and the 32.4% crit damage is very, very nice. Or here, having Nightwing, a 32.4% block amount is very, very nice, and 41% HP bonus and defense bonus, and he gains a 10% damage reduction. So you want to check those here to have that you have enough. Usually I'm buying those daily in the store both this and this for the first time. It costs 300 and 180, and then it goes more and more expensive. Maybe even here if you need them, and or you manage those here. In the early game you just spend those to unlock characters and unlock the Batmobile. But after that, maybe you want to have those in mind because they give you they can give you more shards for. And even for epics, you need to bring them higher. You also need those here. So you kind of and they are in converges here, which you can push and gain more. But you want to plan this and maybe bring a character to 8 so you can have more artifacts on them, or bring characters to level 6 because they will have the badges, or you want to have someone like Wonder Woman or Lex because they are great and use them everywhere to level 10 because unlock skills. After level 10 they start becoming very expensive to level up, and it does give you a little bit of stats, not too much. Like in the kits, the kits only change for the first 10 ranks, and but then you need to print 1 silver from characters when you want to go from level 300 to 301. Let's call it that, and they leave it there. It's too advanced, but when you have more characters at silver 1, you can gain more levels. Like if you have 1 silver 1, you can go 301. When you have 2 at silver 1, you go 302. So you will need them eventually, at least to silver 1, but very, very slowly. First you want to unlock the characters kits and have them at 10 red, especially the characters that you're using a lot, and you definitely want to rush level 6 for badges and level 8 for artifacts. So tip number 8, as I talked about the artifacts, you want to be selective with those and bring them up here. Those are very scarce, and when you bring all of them up, for example, when I bring this here to 50, the progress, it will give me the stat here, which is a plus 8% HP bonus, and then it costs more. It doesn't cost 50, it costs 100 of those, and then you will get another 10% attack bonus, and it costs 150, I think, and it gets you 15% critical rate. So you want to plan those and not spread them apart, especially the purple ones. So you can bring, because for every purple that you put here on him, it will give him 30 attack, but when you have 50 of those, then you will have 8% HP bonus, which can be a lot better and a lot stronger. And maybe when you unlock the artifacts, I think it's 1830, you can here buy those with diamonds and open a lot, so you can get the set bonus. So when you unlock everything, it gives you, like, when you have those 2 here, which is attack kit, it gives you 2% HP bonus, 2% defense bonus to all your DPS characters forever, and then it's 4%, 4%, 4% for tanks, 4% for support, 6% HP and attack bonus. So you want to unlock every one of them, even if you're not using them, that you will very soon, just to gain the stat bonuses and to unlock the best artifacts as you start using them. And as they're getting stronger, first at level 1 here, it just gives you a crit chance by 100% for the first strike dealt each time when casting the ultimate for the first time. Then you need to pull it again and rank it up, so it goes to level 2, which increases crit damage by 20% for the first strike, and it keeps getting stronger. Then it gives you, at level 2 also gives you damage amplification. Then at level 4 it will give you more damage amplification and HP, and at level 5, which will become more and more expensive, the first ultimate cast inflicts silence. So you want to farm those, at least unlock them, maybe to get them at the first one here, so she also has crit damage, and rank them up. Just be mindful of those, that artifacts can be very, very nice to have on characters, and you want to also rush them to 8 stars. to equip them because they will give you passively some stats. Like even this here gives you 208 defense, 40,000 HP even if you don't upgrade it at all, and 1,000 attack, and 8% heal shield crit rate. So they're very nice to have on a character, and kind of mandatory as you're moving forward in the game. And in the same spirit, at number 9, you plan gear, because when you put a new gear on a character, for every extra level that they get to, let's say this one here, if it goes to level 8, it will unlock the attack bonus. When it goes to level 16, I don't think I have enough to bring it her to 16, to unlock crit chance. So you want to, because it becomes more expensive, to want to be very selective, who usually want to get the secondary stats at least, especially this here, which gives you HP bonus, which is very nice, especially for tanks. This here crit is the secondary for DPS, is very nice. So you want to plan those here, how you spend, and be a little bit careful. There are some combination where if you have 4 of them, they give you, if you have 2, they give you 5% crit. If you have another 2, they give you another 10% crit. Then if you have here, they give you attack bonus. And at number 10, about gear, I have a video about gear, but I wanted to touch on that. You want those here, the first stat, it's always different, and the ones that are attack bonus instead of attack, let me see, do I have one here that we can change, or this here, okay? This here is a more expensive gear, which gives you straight attack, and the other one gives you attack bonus. I'm gonna put this here on him, and he lost attack because it the attack bonus instead of attack is a stronger, like 6,000 attack, and this is level 20. It's just a epic. The other is epic 1. So if they were at the same, it would be even a bigger difference. And those two here have a different stat always, and can have the attack, or this can be attack bonus, crit, which I have on Wonder Woman. Then it can be a HP bonus. Where do I have HP bonus? This one here. And usually want to have those here as to be buying those here from Evil Fall shop, to be buying those, and because it says random attribute, and to be investing in them when they have the bonus percentage and not straight HP that this has, because it ends up being a lot of higher stats, especially when your characters are very big. Late game will become more and more important. And this one here, instead of crit, can be block. So it can be block, attack bonus, and HP bonus. And you want to have specific on specific characters, and those two here can be very impactful. For example, here 50% attack bonus only for that, plus another 6% that I have on the bottom row, and to a smaller degree, especially for characters that you're using everywhere, you want to hunt for the last stats. So as you see, if you buy those here, it says the first is random for those two here. For the other one, the fourth one is random always. So for this one here, it can be block break, it can be HP bonus, it can be crit resistance, it can be block. Because it has crit and attack bonus, it cannot be one of those. So block break is probably the best for her, and this here can be crit, which is the best probably for her. It can be crit resistance, can be HP bonus, I think can be attack bonus. So in some situations you want to have characters with the specific stats that you want. Wonder Woman you want to crit, For him you want to have block, and those are characters I'm using very often. So maybe before you start fully upgrading those, you want to get some of them and get the crit stats for Wonder Woman and not like block break or crit resistance, because it's a lot better on her and it's very expensive, especially as you're moving to Epic 3, which is the little diamonds here. They're becoming more and more expensive, and you want to make less and less mistakes, because if you are building, let's say I did build this here because it's very, or this one here, where do I have it? Do I have it on Green Arrow? I have built this here, which is at level 25, and instead I wanted to have attack bonus, not attack. Okay, so to build this up again, now if I wanted to do this with the level 25, to move it here it costs 5.5 million, so it's not smart to, at some point you just want to be careful in what type of gear you invest in. Always prioritize building high, the ones that are say percentage, attack bonus percentage, crit percentage, this is block percentage for him, HP bonus percentage for him, and secondarily, if you really like a character and you are willing to invest a lot of gold to bring them to unlock the fourth stat, that it's very nice for you. You can have block on the last spot here, you can have a crit on the last spot on those here. This, as I said, already has crit, so it can be block break if you want to have Wonder Woman. This can be blocked, but it's rare, so I opted for HP bonus. Because this cannot be blocked, you want HP bonus. Usually for DPS you want HP bonus, attack bonus, and for tanks you want, and support many times, not always. For tanks you want HP bonus. Someone like her, HP bonus very nice. Those two characters heal based on their attack, so you can't want attack bonus.